RV window coverings. The pros and the cons of having window blinds and some new plans for something to make it warmer in the winter that looks better than putting up blankets. Let's go down that road. Hello, faithful people. I'm Orlean. Gary is actually outside right now taking care of another set of our window blinds. And I'll show you what he's doing in just a second. There are so many advantages to these. I don't know how we can do without them. And I know some people do. And in fact, in all the before and afters and all the Pinterest things of all these beautiful RV renovations, first thing you take out is the window blinds. And I'm thinking, there's only one other option, and that's to have curtains. But it doesn't give you the flexibility that window blinds do. We're mooch docking right now in my mother-in-law's driveway. And that's the neighbors over there. But this is what it looks like when we don't have the blinds up. It's nice and bright and open and everything, and that's great, except we don't have any privacy at all. The benefit of having the blinds is that if it's hot out, you can turn them up so that blocks the sun from coming inside and keeps it cooler inside. And then if you want to have a little bit of light in, you can just put them so that they're straight across. You can pull them up so they go out of sight way up here, or you can close them completely if you want privacy. You cannot see through this, but they get dirty. And that's one of the cons of these things. And these are metal ones. Some have plastic. Some have the kind that have fabric on both sides. And we kind of considered that at one point, but then we found out how much it would cost. And it was very costly. So we decided not to do that. These are working for us. They don't have any broken ones or anything like that. They're all in good shape. They just get dirty. And so I wipe them down as best I can through the year, but at least once or twice a year we have to give them a good washing. And that's what Gary's doing right now. Let's go out and see. So Gary already washed these, just this one so far. Yeah. And now he's just rinsing it good, and then we're going to let it just air dry.
Hanging on a clothesline, but we don't have one.
No, we don't. If a clothesline, that would be perfect.
So, here, hold this.
Yeah, right.
I'll let you know when it's dry.
Yeah, you're funny. Okay, and we've got a little bit of Dawn dishwashing liquid in here with a brush and doing this on tarp, and then you just scrub away at it. You do both sides because both sides get dirty, and then you rinse it like Gary just did. Maybe not the best solution, but he hung it up on this arbor here, and that'll be good just till it gets dry. But it's so much cleaner this way.
Funny place for a second.
Ooh, that was dirty.
Yes.
This is the bottom of it, where I couldn't reach it before. Gary switched to a bigger brush. It's a little bit softer. The other one was okay, but this covers a lot more area faster. And I started washing our rug, which it's not easy to wash this in a wash machine when you go to laundromats. It's the only thing I'd be putting in there because it's the only rug we have. So I'm just hand washing this and just waiting to rinse it right now. Gary took our this covering out right now. Some people do window shades. The idea of putting window shades up just was not going to work. So we've decided we're going to keep the window blinds as is, but I'm going to make some insulated curtains that can roll up out of the way when we don't need them, and when it gets cold out, we can put them down. So this is what we're going to do. Instead of hanging blankets on tension rods when it's cold, we're going to make curtains for our windows using this. And it was important that I got the kind that hang on a rod with a pocket instead of those holes that they go through, because there isn't enough room up in here to have anything very wide. I also don't want to have the ruffles. When I make this, it's going to be straight across, and there are going to be no ruffles. And there's a reason for that too, and the reason, again, is because there's not enough room at the top. This is a blackout curtain. It also insulates. And it says it will significantly reduce home heating and cooling costs. So it's got a thermoback, whatever that means. It's all polyester. I got 2 of these, and they're both 84 inches long, which is what I need to do 3 windows. I need the 2 panels for 3 windows. The problem is that I have 2 windows that are 45 inches wide. So from the smaller window, from that one, there's going to be pieces left over that I can use to piece onto the other ones to make a wider panel. I think I have it all figured out now. All right. And the other thing is we looked at what to hang them on. We didn't want to do curtain rods. So we went to Home Depot last night and we got these. They're not a real heavy copper, but we looked at PVC pipe, and that would bow from the weight and all the bouncing that you do in an RV as you're going down the road. And we looked at wood dowels, and that would be the same problem. So it needed to be something firmer. And these 2 cost, I think, $7.39 or something like that at Home Depot. And we're going to be able to make a third one by putting a coupler on and joining the 2 leftover pieces for the smaller window. So about roughly $14 for these, and $10 each for 2 of these. I think we got it figured out. Now to make them. The part that I was getting hung up on was how much seam allowance and how to add that seam allowance to the pieces that I needed to have. It should be very simple math, but for some reason my brain just was not computing it. Gary thinks that I should have this flat. Okay, this is the one panel, and this is the other panel, and that we should overlap this onto it, and then stitch it on this side and stitch it on this side. And then on the reverse side, the side that shows, that would be, it would look nice. My thought was that I should have 2 seams come together, and then 2 seams come together here as well. Then you press them down when you're done. Trying to do this with one hand is not easy. All right. And have a more finished look to it on the back side. So I'm going to run it past my mother-in-law and see what she thinks. She's going to help me make them. She is quite the seamstress. She does a lot of quilting and a lot of other things. And she's made a lot of kids' clothes over the years. So I think that she will have some words of wisdom for me, and I will get this done. That is the coupler that's going to take the 2 shorter pieces that were cut from the long ones and puts it together to make the one for this smaller window. Awesome. We don't know if this is going to work for sure or not, but this is what Gary did for the pole. And then you lift it up and over towards the wall to take it down. He's thinking you might have to shave off a little bit more on this end to make it a little bit narrower. And this is the back side of the curtain. I had to take out all the hem, existing hem all the way across so that I could put this piece in. Oh my goodness, don't look at the mistakes. It shifted. But it'll look nice on the other side. And that's how it looks on this side. This is the new panel that was put in to extend it, make it wider. And this is how it looks when it's hung up. Now, well, ironing this, I still have to do this, obviously. But this is what the idea is, that you take the bottom and you bunch it up. So it's going to get wrinkled anyway. It's mostly just for warmth. And then somehow have something that fastens on the back side of back here that I can hold it up during the day. So it'll be kind of bunched up like that. Just kind of, yeah, sort of like that anyway. And then when we need it down, we just let it drop. Take the whatever off. And so that's still, we're still trying to figure that out. But at least we've got something to keep us warm for a while. Besides each other. So after mulling several ideas on how to hang these, we went into the hardware department. And I think this was all of what?
$2. Less than $2.
Yeah, less than $2. So, okay, there we go.
We did a lot of mulling over this.
Mulling. In the craft section, you could get something very similar, but it was $2. And I don't think you got as much of it. And then these hook things, the kind that, for picture hangers, and those were not very expensive either. And then short screws.
Yep.
So now,
hopefully it'll all work out.
Yeah, sort of experiment with the small window first. And if you see Gary's robe in the background, it's because we're getting ready to head out.
Preacher for hire. To
go to head south. And so we have to carry his robe with us, and that's the only place we can put it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so here's the plan. We're taking out the blinds so we can get to what we need to do. So Gary made a knot at the top, and that is going to be going up into the top of the valance, the wood valance. And the screw will be going up into that, correct?
Yes.
And that's back in the back, and then it's going to be behind the...
It'll be in front of the blinds.
Okay, so when the blinds are put back in, this will come in front of it, and it'll hang down.
That far?
Probably somewhere around there. Okay, and then we're going to tie a loop in that. We're going to tie a loop in this, and then that'll come up around the fabric, so it'll hang down just a little below the valance, and then it'll hook
on a picture hanger
upper. On a picture hanger upper. There we go. All right, that's the theory. No sew. These cords are made out of nylon, but I think there's a little cotton or something in them too, maybe. Anyway, so he's melting the ends so that they don't unravel. A very key important tip is to make sure that you have them all the same length. or it'll be a little odd.
Odd, yes.
So this is the bottom of the top of the valance. This is the underside of the top of the valance. There we go. And so he's got the knot with the screw in there to hold it in place. And measured it out. We're going to try 3 on the small window because I think that's what we're going to need. I don't think 2 would be enough. All right. And this one's done.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's hope it's going to work. So the cords are hung and they're going to be behind the curtain. Kind of bunch it up so it looks kind of like a, yeah, just keep pushing it up. But yeah, like that. Because these are things that we are not going to be putting down very often. It's just when it's really cold and we need some extra warmth in here, then we'll have them.
A little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit more. This was not rehearsed. Okay.
Need more practice.
I'm getting some goofy lighting in here. Hooked. Oh, the knot's going to show. We're going to have to change that.
Oh dear.
Yeah. That's not going to work. Back to the drawing board. They have to go up higher up in there so that the knots don't show. So if nothing else, maybe up in here, about that far up. Well, that's why we started with the small one. And they're done. So this is what they'll look like when we're not using them. They'll just hang like that, and it'll be great, and then I don't have to store them anywhere. I don't have to store any blankets. I don't have to worry about tension rods falling down like the other ones used to. But I got all 3 windows done. And the little window only needed 3. Bigger windows needed 5. But that'll really be nice. It'll just, oh, that's just going to make such a difference. And last night we tried them for the first time because it was cold.
Very cold. In fact, we shouldn't be here right now.
No, we shouldn't.
But
and every year we say we're not going to stay this long. And every year something keeps us here longer. But yeah.
Yeah. Soon.
Yep. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow!